Here we go. I can't hear myself very well. That's better. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of volume control issues today. I'm running my laptop audio through an interface, and I usually don't, and I'm adjusting my headphone volume on air for you. Okay. Hello, Iowa City. You're listening to KRUI. It's 89.7 FM on your radio, krui.fm to stream online. My name is Justin Keith Comer. I'm the host of the program you're about to listen to, which is called iHearIC Radio. It's about local music and other forms of art, and the people who create that art. I am one of them. Today, the subject of the show, well, one of two major subjects for the show, is a live show, a live concert that we have coming up this Friday night, October 25th. At the Trumpet Blossom Cafe. It begins at 9 p.m. It'll feature performances by Project C4. They are a group from Kansas City that's visiting us. It'll be fun. Jake Jacobs, who also hosts a radio show here on this station on Friday nights called The Test of Lime, and has appeared on this radio program as well back in the summer. Joe Sorensen, a good friend of mine from my college days, who has also appeared on this radio program and has also appeared on the live concert series a couple times before, and also the Christine Burke Ensemble, who, again, the same things are true about Christine. And you may have just heard some laughter that was not my laughter. Aside from previewing this week's live show for you, I've also got a special guest. This is his second time on the program. Would you like to introduce yourself on that mic right there?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Duroje. I go by D for short because, African name,
Yeah, white people can't say your name.
Unfortunately, Yeah. Except for my wife, Sarah. Love you. Yep. I've known Justin, man, what has it been, like 10 years?
Closer to 11 now.
Oh my God, 11 years,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he was actually at our wedding about a few months ago, so that's awesome. I'm really just happy to be on the show, so it's always fun to sit here, listen and talk about stuff again with like the old days.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The last time you were on this show was about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And that was the first anniversary of iHearIC Radio.
Wow.
So you were my guest for the 1 year anniversary, and now you're my guest for the 2 year anniversary.
Fist pound, right? Right here?
Yeah, let's do it over the desk. There we go.
That's awesome.
I know you all listening couldn't hear that, but Duroje and I just did sort of a long distance fist bump.
Second time this afternoon.
Over this big desk. For those of you keeping track, the first ever episode of iHearIC Radio on KRUI was October 22nd of 2017. So this Tuesday will be exactly 2 years. And before I forget, I want to dedicate today's episode to my brother-in-law, Jacob Yachty. We just had his birthday lunch, so he's turning 29, like me. He's finally caught up.
Where do you guys go to lunch?
We went to Cheddar's in Coralville.
Oh, cannot go wrong with that. Oh, man.
They've got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I would also like to thank Thieves, Alex, who appeared on this show 2 weeks ago. He played a show with me at Yacht Club on the 17th. So thanks again for joining me for that, Alex. All right, let's get on with the show.
Right on.
So, Duroje, how you been in the year since you've been here?
In the year since I've been here. Okay, so I was going to try and say, I've been with the same job, but I have not. I feel like, I was thinking about this in the shower. I'm like, man, it's kind of like, Carmen Sandiego, you know what I mean? As far as jobs go, but no, I'm kidding. But
where in the world is Duroje?
Where in the world is Duroje working, within the 40 hours or so. So I'm actually, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we got married. Me and Sarah got married. My wife.
Not me.
He watched, but this is about 2-3 months ago. No, 4 months ago. May 25th.
It was May, right? Yeah.
Yes. So there's that. That's been awesome. We moved to a house 2 weeks ago, so that's been cool. We're trying to find someone to sublet our darn place. So for the love of God, anyone that needs a place to live, let us know, because we're poor and we can, hopefully not people. Yeah, so that'll be nice for that to happen. I'm at ACT now, so that's been fun. Mm-hmm. So we're working with a lot of a lot of teachers that are administering the ACT. We're rolling out this new product for folks to administer that online eventually, as well as using their phones and all that kind of stuff. So that's been cool.
All right.
Yeah, man. So just a little bit of everything, trying to get my musical juices back and going, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of I feel like it's kind of a perpetual thing anymore.
There's a constant struggle for me, too.
Yeah. Does it ever feel like, it's just like you have the ideas in your head and stuff like that, and it's like you have to be there in the moment, be able to operationalize them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just kind of just sits there, and you kind of have to do something with it. You know what I mean? Kind of feels like leftovers.
That's how I've been for the last 2 years at least.
Really?
It's like I have ideas that I want to execute. I don't really have time and energy to work them out.
Yes.
To make them a reality.
Exactly. Like, how do you cope? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I sort of have found alternate streams for my creativity.
Okay.
I mean, podcasts and radio is something kind of like that, where it's like I'm producing some sort of content regularly, even if it's not it's not like a piece of music. It's a different kind of creativity.
It's a medium of some
sort. But it is something that I'm doing every single week. So it's keeping the momentum going, even if I'm not really accomplishing the creativity that I really want to get done.
Right.
I'm doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're doing something with that inertia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. But
okay.
I am getting, there are times where I'll have one day off and it's this is the stars have aligned. I can finish one piece of art today.
Exactly. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas so me and Justin, we went to school many years ago, it seems, right? And it just, I feel at least with me, I felt man, I was ambitious enough, you know what I mean, as far as creating music. Mm-hmm. Even thought at one point I was going to go to grad school. But, then again, it was...
Well, I did that, and we're here in the same...
We're here to say, exactly, whatever, man. You know what I mean? So, we had a lot of, the juices were there. There was, we were with enough, like-minded people, you know what I mean? That, they didn't think about all the money they spent going to college. They were having fun, they're getting stuff done or what have you.
Yeah.
And I feel now that, we're both married, we're, professionals in one way or another, you know what I mean? It's you don't want to have that become second fiddle. It feels like it's an active endeavor to make that your own thing. To to be able to be you know what? It's kind of cool. For instance, you're doing your iHearIC thing. I'm, it's not just playing in the concert band. With Dr. Bill Carson's band. It's being in Soul Sherpa, for instance. And now I'm actually another cool thing is I'm part of a No Doubt cover band. So that's cool. Yeah. Called Faux Doubt. And not sure when we're playing again, but I know that with Soul Sherpa, it kind of sucks because you guys are playing. You have your iHearIC thing on Friday. Mm-hmm. Well, we're actually playing that same time. Otherwise, I check it out.
Oh, this week you're playing?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I probably should have saved that for the end, but we are. Yeah,
we'll plug it again.
We'll plug it right on.
Yeah, that's kind of a difficult thing with live music. Is if I want to be actively performing or at least hosting shows regularly, it's I'm gonna miss stuff.
Exactly. It's going to happen, right?
Everyone that's in a band, it's we'd never actually see each other unless we're playing on the same show.
I feel such a POS because I'm hey, man, I'll come to your show, and I haven't, and I feel so bad.
It's hard.
And it's most of the time it's frankly me being lazy and I'm playing Pokemon or something. I will.
Well, I mean, that's excusable, I think, because it's we need to zoom out a little bit, look at the big picture a little, and see that
right.
The real reason I'm not going to every show I want to go to is because I have to work all the time so that I have money.
Exactly.
And if I wasn't just exhausted from working every day,
exactly,
I could go to every show.
I can go to every show that I want to. And it's coming back to college, it's you know what? We weren't working. You know what I mean? We're lamenting about how subpar the cat food was. You know what I mean? But we had the time, energy, and all that stuff to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's as we're adults now, it's you kind of have to be able to kind of make a way around it, not be a slave to the machine, if you will, I guess.
Yeah, which is hard because the machine is all around us.
It is all around us. Yeah, FYI.
Yeah, I had to get a little bit of politics in there.
Yeah, I
promise. Okay, so let's play some music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we get too deep into this discussion. Discretion.
I like that, discretion.
Yeah. All right. So as I mentioned, yes. Jake Jacobs is one of the performers for this Friday's show, and he is from Oklahoma, And I believe this band that I pulled from his Bandcamp page is a group of people that he played with in Oklahoma.
Oh, cool.
They're called Mariska Hargitay. I don't know if that's like a person's name or what. I don't really know where the name comes from. It's MARISKAHARGITAY.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can find all of his stuff at whatajustspelled.bandcamp.com. And I'm going to play 2 tracks from a collection of music that they put out called I Only Went Away. The first track is called Bitter Baby Boy, and the second one is called Alabama in New Jersey.
Nice.
All right, so here's Mariska Hargitay featuring Jake Jacobs, who you can hear this Friday night at Trumpet Blossom at 9 p.m.
Please forgive me. Sorry, I don't want to talk. Please forgive me and make my words That was so cool. Alright.
Oops, I accidentally hit a key on my keyboard and cut that one off. But hey, we got a taste of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, that was Mariska Hargitay, which my wife Ashley is listening to the show while she runs right now, by the way, and she knows more about television pop culture than I do. And Mariska Hargitay is an actress who appears on Law and Order SVU.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's where that name comes from.
More you know.
I'm really sorry for cutting that track off, but that was Alabama in New Jersey, about half of it, and then before that was Bitter Baby Boy. If you liked what you heard there, you can hear Jake Jacobs, one of the members of that band, this Friday night at the Trumpet Blossom Cafe as part of the iHearIC live showcase concert.
Right on.
Which will be a fun time for all. And you know what? It's time for a weather report. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. Maybe you want to make some predictions before I read it out loud?
I'd say in like 15 minutes it's going to rain. That's all I got.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see how that matches up to reality. It's currently 3:31 p.m. It's mostly sunny. We've got 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 61 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's some sort of atmospheric interference making us feel slightly colder. We've got 0% chance of precipitation. So sorry about your prediction there.
It's all good, man. I'll live.
However, 60% humidity, which is significant, I think, and 10-mile-per-hour winds coming from the east-southeast.
Okay.
All right, so enjoy it, everybody. It's a sort of warm fall day.
Yeah.
And, all right, let's, you want to hear some more music?
Let's do it.
All right. So, another performer this Friday. Man, I feel like I screwed up the whole flow now.
No, you're good.
Because I cut that track off, and now it's like, it's all awkward because I didn't let us finish. And
No, dude, you're good.
all right, so the Christine Burke Ensemble is going to be performing as well this Friday night at the iHearIC live show at Trumpet Blossom. And I have a track here, which is a composition of Christine's. And this is kind of a big deal. Like, not everyone listening will know how big of a deal this is, but this is a recording of the new music ensemble Alarm Will Sound performing a piece by Christine Burke.
Oh, I love Alarm Sound.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, honestly.
Oh, wow.
And so this is a piece of hers titled The Hovering. And it's about 8 minutes long, and we're going to listen to the whole thing this time, all right?
All right.
I'm not going to cut it off early because
All right.
I'm messing around on my computer, okay? We're going to listen to all of The Hovering, composed by Christine Burke and performed by Alarm Will Sound.
Let's do it.
Enjoy. Hey, there we go. You are listening to iHearIC Radio here on KRUI, and you just heard Ah the Hovering, a composition by Christine Burke and performed by Alarm Will Sound. My name is Justin Comer. Sitting across from me is my good friend Duroje Gwamna.
Hey there.
How'd you feel while we were listening to that?
Honestly, yeah, that was kind of moved me there. Like the last, one, I have high blood pressure, and I think it did a lot of good for that. So
Oh, good.
Just kind of calming, and it kind of just tells you a lot about less is more. Because with my compositional kind of way, it's like I like to throw in everything in there, and then like I like with this particular composition, it just like it was kind of like inductive, just entering, like a lot of these highs and lows in there, and just I just thought she made a lot out of those kind of cool things, and and the cool thing about that piece, it didn't feel like 8 minutes at all. It just felt like here's a good one. So like I love metaphor. So like my wife, she had her wisdom teeth removed, she was worried about it because she thought like the surgery's gonna be like 1-2 hours, whatever. She said it felt like 10 minutes. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like.
Did they put her out for that?
They did.
Okay, yeah.
And like not to equate this to a surgery, the piece or anything like that. It's just like, it just like was an experience. You know what I mean? It's just like you're on an airplane.
It alters your perception of how long time is.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like I thought that was really neat. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, that's it. But it's like at the same time, it's like wow, there's like a lot of like cool things that just happened that we just listened to. So. I think it was an exercise on listening to like as far as like what you're hearing, and what was the name of that piece called again?
The name of it is the Hovering.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's like okay.
Yeah, a lot of Christine's music is kind of like that, where it's the components that go into it are fairly minimal. Yes. She does a lot of kind of graphic scores where it's just like here's a little thing for you to do, and then here's a little thing for you to do, and then let's see like how those two little things can interact over a somewhat long period of time.
Yes.
I mean, 8 minutes isn't that long, but compared to, a pop song, it's pretty long.
Exactly. And I thought that was kind of neat because it's like you're not confined to spaces and lines, with what you were taught in elementary school as far as music. You can be able to space it out to whatever you want it to be, using whatever timbres and stuff like that you want. And I thought that was really neat, just being able to like kind of, break upon those conventions of music or whatever, So I thought that was really neat, Christine.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, if you want to hear more of Christine, she'll be performing with an ensemble this Friday night, October 25th, at the Trumpet Blossom Cafe. Show starts at 9. I will actually be a part of her ensemble for this performance, which will be fun. We're reintroducing a piece that she performed, or we performed, at the Ramp concert over the summer. Do you know about that, Duroje?
What is that?
Ramp? It's where we put on a show in a parking garage.
Oh, I had no idea about that. That's cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And we performed her piece there, and we're doing it again on Friday.
Sick. Right on, right on.
So I need to play a Grant spot real quick.
All right.
After I play that... And let me make sure this computer is pointed to the right place so that I can select my Grant spots. Sorry, guys, I'm a little disorganized at the moment. Where is this? But anyway, you sent me some of your own music. And do you have one of those that we should listen to after this Grant spot?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let's do, how are we feeling today? Let's do The Avenger.
Avenger.
Yes.
Okay. And it's... The title of the file you sent me is Avenger-1.
-1, the better one.
What is the significance of the number 1?
The number 1, actually, so there really isn't one. So when I was working on this with the program that I call Reason, so the name of the tune, Avenger, was something that when I started working with ACT, just felt like, here's a job that, I felt, there's a dignity to do it. Like I'm part of something bigger, like you're helping, something philanthropic, whatever. And like in the midst of this, I felt, man, kind of empowered like an Avenger. I don't know. So the -1, where that came from was that, so the first version of it was quieter. So like I had to rename the second one where I boosted all of it, and I was just lazy and put -1.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's zero importance to that at all.
Yeah. Just a file naming
convention. Yeah. That's literally it. Yeah.
Okay. I found the Grant spots. So, here's a little 20-second blurb about the Angler Theater, and then we're going to listen to Avenger by my guest, Duroje Gwamna.
Support for KRUI is brought to you in part by the Englert Theater. The Englert highlights the talents of local performers, artists, ensembles, and also hosts regional, national, and international touring performances. The Englert is located at 221 East Washington Street. For more information, call 319-688-2653 or visit www.englert.org.
That was Avenger by Duroje Gwamna, who is sitting here in the studio with me. This is iHearIC Radio if you're just tuning in here on KRUI. Duroje, what can you tell me about that piece we just listened to?
Yeah, you bet. So the idea was just something that... So whenever I write music with the program called Reason, it's kind of like, you're coming back from home. There's nothing like, there's food in the house, but you have to go ahead and make it or whatever. And like, you just have all these ingredients in your house that that like, when you make it, it's going to be good, at least to yourself. So for me, it's like, what? Like, it was like a long day from work or something. I can't remember, but I'm like, what? I'm just going to put together something that I know I'm going to enjoy for myself. And like the title Avenger came from something where, one, I wanted to create an album with titles that ended with ER. You know what I mean? Like the words ER, like Avenger, Runner,
I think we listened to Runner last time.
So that was kind of like that same idea, right? Yeah. So with Avenger, I wasn't really like pissed at something, I guess. I'm going to avenge you or whatever. But I think it's just the idea that Avenger sounded cool and people like the Avengers.
Yeah, they're a popular group.
They're popular people. Yeah, exactly. So like you can't get mad at the Avengers unless you're Dana's. But, so it's just something where, something that I knew that like, at least I wanted whoever was going to listen to it or whatever to like feel like, hey, you're whatever wrong that you've been experienced or whatever, like this is going to like avenge you or whatever. Something just so vague at the same time, like, something that like, so I speak kind of metaphorically and very like meta when it comes to like music and stuff because like I could tell you what key the song is in and stuff like that. I could tell you all that kind of stuff.
We all want to hear that.
We all would exactly. So it's just like it's just the idea of like putting together like, with music, it's like I have all like these rhythmic ideas and stuff like that, and just like putting them together, whether or not like it may be the most like coherent thing per se, but it's like, for instance, like I have like a lot of, I like a lot of like different popular stuff at the same time. Like I'm a jazz kind of like old school jazz fusion kind of guy.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the chords and stuff like that I like to mess around with, and like a little bit of like the stuff that like kids listen to these days, So, that's kind of like my whole approach to it, at least using that program, just like, something that's sort of familiar at the same time. It's like something quite new. I know it's the most vaguest thing that you ever heard in your life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's Avenger for you.
All right. And what key is it in?
So it starts in G. All right, and then like that middle part where it's like you're kind of thrown in the middle of space.
Yeah,
that's okay. So it's like in D, and it, like the idea of that, it's like so in music back in the day, that would be like the trio of a march or something like that, or like the developmental kind of thing, or like
kind of a bridge.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like like in band music, like you hear like I don't know, like there's a piece called Tempered Steel. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. The piece, like the name of the title kind of evokes something that like you're supposed to feel, but like even the composer has no idea what the hell they wrote it for.
I hear Tempered Steel and it's like a sword and the sword is cold.
It is.
That's what it evokes.
That's what it evokes, right? Yeah. Avengers, like, when you listen to this, you're like, okay, I guess this is maybe a bitter breakup and they're getting mad. I don't know what's going on, but it's like something that like, you hear it or whatever, and the title may or may not really mean something, but it's like it's something that I want to evoke, whether it's subconsciously or whatever, know. I in a serious, more not so serious note, I guess.
Yeah, the title Avenger gives me sort of like a triumphant.
Exactly.
It's hard for me to divorce the word Avenger from the Marvel character.
Exactly. Well,
so it's like I'm seeing Captain America in an old arcade game.
Exactly, right. And you think Thor and Spider-Man are getting down in a dance ring or whatever like that, Black Widow's like throwing it down, on the DJ booth or something like that. Yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. So next up, I want to play a couple tracks by our mutual friend, Joe Sorensen, because he will be, as I've been mentioning several times over the course of the show, he will be performing this Friday night at the Trumpet Blossom Cafe as part of the iHearIC live concert series. And I'm going to play 2 songs from his previous appearances on the concert series. This first one is from 2015. This was November 19th at Public Space 1, singing his song Mountain Song. And the second one is from 2017. This was September 1st at High Ground Cafe with his song Pretty People. So up first, here is Mountain Song. Again, this is Joe Sorensen. All right, play the song already. Come on.
No.
There it goes.
Walking uphill on a mountain, watching everything that I can. Water washing, work from my hands. Walking uphill on a mountain, catching cloud crawl past my head. To the place where thought drops dead, where the world screams back instead. Earth will turn where air you tread. Well, can't I get away? And can't we find a way? And can't there be one day when cell phone silence and love stops violence, and time is priceless and greed is lifeless? Walking uphill in a mountain, take a call from a desperate friend. Says she needs some space to mend. Talking uphill in a mountain, catch a cloud crawl past my head. Take a step, the call drops dead, but the world screams back instead. She would need where air you tread. Well, can't I get away? And can't we find a way? And can there be one day when cell phone silence and love stops violence, and time is priceless and greed is lifeless? When cell phone silence and love stops violence, and time is priceless and greed is lifeless. Well, I could turn off my phone, and I could turn off my mind, and I could refill my life. The world keeps turning and he keeps hurting. The sun keeps burning and she keeps yearning. So how can I be at peace when there are people with nothing to eat? And how can I be at rest when others aren't so amply blessed? So can't I get away? Can't we find a way? Can there be one day when cell phone silence and love stops violence, and time is priceless and greed is lifeless? When cell phone silence and love stops violence, and time is priceless and greed is lifeless. I surround myself with pretty people and a perfect house and everything that I could want. So how can I say that I will lead the way when I'm following everything? Yeah. The little lies my life is leading. Lip service Sundays, it sets me free. I'll wear my suit and tie and talk of men who die while I sleep so soundly, yeah. And I'm swallowing a scheme instead of following my dreams. Am I swallowing a scheme instead of following my dreams? We all got something that we're selling and buying brands to be yourself. Well, I don't even know where all my money goes. I hold the bar so high, but still I stoop so low, swallowing a scheme instead of following my dreams. too long, and we'll have a party on my lawn, and this time everyone belongs.
Hey, it's the top of the hour. You're listening to KRUI in Iowa City, 89.7 FM on your radio, KRUI.FM, streaming online. My name is Justin Comer. This is iHearIC Radio. It's a show about local music. Today I have local musician Duroje Gwamna here in the studio with me. We just listened to 2 tracks by our friend Joe Sorensen. The one you just heard was Pretty People. Before that was Mountain Song. Both of those were recorded as part of the iHearIC live concert series. And if you enjoyed those, well, you're in luck, because Joe will be performing once again on the iHearIC live concert series this Friday, October 25th, 9 p.m. at Trumpet Blossom. And that's what a lot of today's radio show is about. All right. Duroje, how's it going?
Oh, man, it was good. I was going to say, shout out to Joe Sorensen, man. Like, between me, him, and Justin, who's hosting this wonderful show, we got together with, we were all composition majors, weren't we?
I don't believe Joe was a major, but he did dabble in composition.
He did dabble
for
in
a little bit.
And I'm telling you, man, like, from, the genesis of seeing his creative output, from Coda, now he's become a very premier musician in these parts, He creates very brave music.
Yeah, totally.
Like, brave is really the word for it. He's an incredible musician, and well, way to be, Joe, man. Hope to cross paths with you again.
Yeah, you can hear in those recordings that, like, he's got a ton of energy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the first one where he's playing guitar, it's just, like, constant strumming.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm like, this is the same Joe, man. Like, like, I knew from back in the day, and he's just killing it, so...
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You may not have known this, but even before we knew him, when he was in high school, he was releasing like full albums worth of music.
What was I doing my time? Are you serious?
At home. Yeah, man. He's got a whole bunch of stuff up on Bandcamp, and some of it is from like 2007.
What?
Yeah, he's like 16, and he was like recording.
He was already doing stuff.
Yeah, full length albums at his house.
I can tell you, I was not doing that. I was playing Pokemon in my mom's house, my parents' house.
Yeah.
So that's way to be.
Yeah, Joe's an impressive dude, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have him around.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we get this in before we have to end the show. I mean, we've still got time, but I got to play this because these guys are playing on Friday. I'm going to play a track by Project C4 now. Mm-hmm. They are a new music group out of Kansas City, and they emailed me a few months ago, and they're like, hey, can we come play on iHearIC? And, iHearIC is like a local series. It's about people who live here making stuff for people who live here, etc. But, these guys are cool, and I can't really pass up the opportunity to have a group from Kansas City travel over here and play on my series, It's a good idea, I think.
Let's do it.
So this is a lot of what they do is improvised. I don't know exactly how improvised this recording is, but this is a track that I pulled off of their SoundCloud page. It's called Don't Step on My Eggplant. And I think you'll like it especially, Duroje.
I'm down.
All right, everybody. Here's Project C4 with Don't Step on My Eggplant.
driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Okay, welcome back to iHearIC Radio. Before that PSA, you heard Don't Step on My Eggplant by Project C4. A very kind of free jazz vibe to that one.
Yeah.
They also play some kind of like contemporary classical composition stuff together. I don't know what they'll be doing this Friday, but this group from Kansas City will be visiting Iowa City to play as part of the iHearIC live concert series at Trumpet Blossom Cafe. Show starts at 9, features all the artists you've heard so far today, except for Duroje, of course. He'll be busy. Where are you on Friday?
I will be at it'll be Moco.
Oh, that's the hot dog place?
The hot dog place. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I swear I'm not making this up. It's I'll be playing with Soul Sherpa. God, Ian's gonna kill me. I don't know what time this thing is. I think it's 8 or 9. But yeah, we'll be playing a couple sets there on that Friday night.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Hot dogs are great. The drinks are great too. So yeah, it should be a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right. I want to try something with you.
What you got?
I need to shift my current location a little bit.
Sounds
but
good.
Can you get your trombone up?
All right, we'll do.
All right. Let me switch headphones here.
Okie dokie.
Move this microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Can you play your trombone into this mic right here?
This guy?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
I had to turn the gain up real loud on this, so I need to make sure it's working.
Stand back.
Okay, yeah, that's working. I'm gonna mute this mic and have you keep playing towards this one.
Okay.
Okay, that's changed, and now I need to turn up the input on my laptop. So give me just a second. You play just like what you were just doing. Just play a little bit.
All right, no problem.
Okay, great. Can you hear yourself in your headphones when you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you keep playing. I'm going to try to play around with some effects here on my laptop, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, that was fun.
That was really fun. We need to do that more often. Oh my goodness, that was fun.
Yeah. I have this still on. Hang on. Let me just turn that down.
No problem.
Yeah. I mean, we should do that again before we go. But
Yeah.
do you want to play another one of these songs that you sent me
Yeah, sure.
for the weekend? Okay.
What? Yeah, you pick one,
Okay.
and I'll explain it.
Okay. I've got Shall We and Heavy Marauder.
So, okay, so the Shall We, this was like a video game composition that I did. This is something that my friend Jared, I knew him when I was like in ever since we moved to Mount Pleasant, Iowa from Ohio about almost 18 years ago.
Yeah.
One of my best friends growing up and still is. It was a video game thing that he wanted me to help him do something. I'm not sure where that is right now, but this is when you're about to face it's like a random battle kind of a thing. You know what I mean? So like you're walking down like the tall grass, bad guy kind of shows up, and like you tell your party, well, shall we? We're going to draw our swords and stuff. We're going to beat this bad guy. So, that's, it was just something I just kind of came up with on the fly, for him. And I had like a bunch of music kind of based off of this theoretical video game that, hopefully it'll come to fruition one of these days, but it's been fun just kind of creating just imagine this idea of an RPG that hasn't existed, but it's kind of existed in your head, and you're creating music for it.
Well, let's try it. It's
let's
called Shall We?
Yeah.
All right.
Short and sweet.
And this is, of course, composed by the gentleman in front of me here, Duroje Gwamna. There we go. All right, that was Shall We by Duroje Gwamna. And what kind of software did you use to make that?
This is called Reason.
Okay, and that's the same as the last one we listened to, right?
Yes, everything I've done was with Reason and maybe with a little bit of actual drafting out all the notes on your line space. The notation that you learned growing up was with a program called Sibelius.
Yeah,
that you and I know pretty well. Mm-hmm. And kind of with all those tech gurus and stuff, I would put down the notes and I know what it looks like on that kind of Sibelius program, turn it into MIDI signals and put it into Reason. And it'll be able to create all these different synthy kind of sounds and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of how I do with how I do a lot of the sort of conditional music and stuff like that. Kind of combine those two together.
Yeah. You're using all the tools. At
All
your
the tools.
disposal.
I just need to know more musical friends to, get in our basement and record, I guess, rather than do it by myself.
Well, yeah, you
on
have
the
you have the space now. So
I had the space, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as the dogs don't get in the mix, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. So when we were playing together a few minutes ago, I don't know if that was super clear to the audience, but Duroje was playing his trombone. I was playing my little Casio keyboard. We were both going into my laptop here, and I have a Max MSP patch that I put together where I can route the signals going into my interface, which for this instance was the microphone I had pointed at Duroje and my keyboard. And then I can route those inputs to some different effects patches that I've been putting together. And then I can send those effects patches to each other. So what I was doing with Duroje, I had him playing trombone into this mic, and that mic was going into both a reverb effect and a kind of distortion effect. Mm-hmm. Then I took the distortion effect and I put that into a delay. So his trombone signal was both like drenched in reverb, and then I also had the clean signal going through. So you heard regular trombone also.
Yeah.
You just heard regular trombone, then kind of a distorted version of it.
Yeah.
I use kind of bit crunching. Are you familiar with the term?
Yes.
Yeah, so that the signal is degraded.
Degraded to make it more like granular, right?
That's basically the effect, yeah. That's what I use for distortion generally.
I like that so much. I have a thing that I plug into my trombone. It's the silent brass. And you can actually connect that to like pedals and stuff like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing is that there's latency because, it's taking that, it's like an analog straight to digital, and that kind of like tries to figure out what's going on with the sound. And then, so there's like almost like a half-second delay with that thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like one day I want to get like an interface kind of like what you're doing, kind of do that same thing, So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. So I had regular trombone, the nasty trombone, distorted. And then into a delay, which had like a very short delay. It looks like I had it going at like half a second. It was repeating your signal 10 times.
Oh my goodness. I like that.
It got all, covered in just disgusting trombone sounds. Yeah.
Absolute filth.
And speaking of, I need to do another weather report. And if we can arrange this, I want to see, can you play my keys a little bit?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to let you...
Do stuff? Okay.
Yeah, you're going to come through here.
Sure.
Let me turn it up a bit.
Sure. Ready.
Oh, yeah, I got to get this. There you go.
Perfect. We got polyphony on this?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
You want to pop some headphones on to make sure you can hear yourself?
You got
Yeah.
it. Alrighty.
All right. Perfect. All right, so I am going to read the weather while you play, all right?
Perfect.
All right. All right, so for the listeners out there, it's currently 4:31, and it's sunny. It's still 61 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 59 degrees Fahrenheit. We still have a 0% chance of precipitation, although looking ahead, it looks like it's going to rain at about 1 a.m. over the night. So watch out for that if you're out and about at 1 a.m. We've got 56% humidity and 9-mile-per-hour winds coming from the east-southeast. Perfect. Thank you so much. That was Duroje Gwamna on the Casio keyboard, providing the weather accompaniment this week.
That song was called Propeller.
The song was called Propeller, in case the mic didn't pick that up.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for accompanying my weather report.
Oh, you bet.
It
Anytime,
really
man.
spices it up.
I like that.
When I have somebody performing under my delivery of the weather.
It wasn't, you could have, it wasn't quite like the weather report, you know what I mean? Like you find
Like the band?
Like the band, the weather report,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't Joe Zawinul, so I'm
Not
sorry.
quite. Well, I mean, you did well, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you like the smaller keys on that?
Not really.
Yeah. You have much larger hands than I do.
Exactly. Almost like I could probably do like, I guess the cool thing with having big hands is like I can almost get quite a 12th on this.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so there's that.
I can reach a 10th on that keyboard, which is like so nice for me.
Yeah, right. So, hey, man, I like how intimate it is. You know what I mean? Like kind of bringing it back to the basics, and you can do so much cool stuff with that thing.
Yeah.
I actually remember having a Casio keyboard like this growing up. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this has been in my family for a while.
Oh my goodness.
So I think we need to do kind of a plug section.
Let's do it.
And then we need to wrap it up.
Wrap this baby up.
Yeah. So
You
folks,
first.
if you actually you go first.
Okay. Sure, I don't know what to plug besides, rent out our apartment, please. You can go to rivercity.com, property management, or you can also just look up Sarah Gwamna or Duroje Gwamna on Facebook and be like, hey, well, what we'll do is we'll throw in a $100 bonus if you move in November 1st.
All right. I don't know if this is legal
No,
to do on the radio.
No, we can do that. I'm joking. So
this was all satire, by the
that
way.
was definitely satire. I was not kidding, not kidding. So Friday, we are playing once again at the Moco Game Room, I believe.
I think
Hot
that's
Dog
the name.
Lounge.
And that's your band Soul Sherpa.
Soul
yes?
Sherpa, yes. So that'll be a rocking good time. Not sure there's cover or not, but definitely go on to the Facebook website, look up Soul Sherpa instead.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Eventually, I'll be playing with the group Faux, which is the No Doubt cover band. I'm sure that'll be coming up in the next few months or so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be awesome. And then I don't know, just look out for stuff from me in the future. Not sure what I will do next. Maybe it might be like a conglomeration of different sounds and stuff like that. I'll probably have a website one of these days. I just need to sit down and actually do it. You know what I mean?
Man. I'll promote your website at some point.
Thanks,
once
man.
it exists.
It'll be hopefully soon. Yeah, man. That's all I got. What about you?
All right. So as I've mentioned several times today, we have an iHearIC live show coming up this Friday, October 25th at the Trumpet Blossom Cafe, featuring performances by Project C4 from Kansas City and locals Jake Jacobs, Joe Sorensen, and the Christine Burke Ensemble. And if you want to plan ahead, we also have shows November 21st at the Mill with Sneezy Dollars, Everyday People Say What, and Voce and Fever Love. And also a show on December 13th back at Trumpet Blossom. The lineup is solidified but has not been announced yet, so keep an ear out for that. More current this week kind of stuff going on. There's a show at Trumpet Blossom Tuesday night, the 22nd, featuring Tim Kaiser, Mustard in Law, and Bob Bucko Jr. I highly recommend this for anyone who enjoys weird, kind of noisy music on the experimental edge of what's acceptable. That show will start at 8 p.m. again, the 22nd at Trumpet Blossom. And then on the 27th, which is next Sunday at 3 and 5 p.m. These are two shows at the Stark Opera Studio in Voxman Music Building here on campus. Scientific Concerts, a musical voyage from geology to chemistry. This will feature performances by a friend of the show, Jean-Francois Charles, who is a composer and clarinetist. He's played with Wombat, and he's played on the iHearIC shows. He's a great guy, and you will love his stuff.
Awesome.
And some more personal plugs for me. I'll be playing at the Yacht Club on the 29th with Gabby Vanek as our duo, bassoon and sax duo, Drop Bear. Also featuring performances by The Only Ion and Hobby Horse. If you enjoy my voice and you want to hear more of my voice, but talking about politics and stuff, I do another podcast called Rock Hard Caucus that you may enjoy. And I'm going to spill the beans a little bit here. There may be some Wombat recorded music available to the public sometime pretty soon. Sort of waiting on Carlos to approve that. But it'll be out there soon. And I also have a bunch of stuff up on Spotify now. So if you search my name, Justin K. Comer, or JCJP, or Emery Claire Comer Hart, you may find some music of mine on the streaming platforms. I've been working on trying to get my stuff out there, so maybe you can find it now. I'll be back here in the studio next week, the 27th at 3 p.m. We'll be doing a show recap of Friday night's concert, as well as maybe some fun Halloween stuff. So, you might like it. If you enjoyed today's show, if you want to find more iHearIC stuff, it can all be found at our website, iHearIC.com. There you'll find links to all of our social media pages, our Patreon, Instagram, Bandcamp, iTunes, Google Play, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Spotify pages. Every episode of the radio show is recorded and uploaded as a podcast. This was episode 93, so you have in excess of 92 hours of material to listen to, should you desire it. And if you want to get in contact with me for any reason at all, the best way to do so is via email, ihearic@gmail.com. All right, that's all my plugs. Duroje, do you want to play together again a little bit? All right, so we're going to mess around a little bit more with this patch, and then I'm going to close out today's show with a new song released by the band Basketball Divorce Court. Who, one, it's an awesome name. Two, they're an awesome band. They just released an EP called What Is a Man? And I'm going to play the song off of that called Classic. I like the whole EP. I like the band. I've seen them live a couple times. They're fun. So after Duroje and I play for just a little bit, we're going to listen to that, and then we'll be off on our way. So thank you all for listening. Have a good week. All right, you want to start playing a little bit?
You bet.
Support for KRUI is provided by Little Village. Little Village is Iowa City's independent, community-supported news and culture publication. Little Village's event calendar connects readers with critical cultural opportunities. Through journalism, essays, and events, Little Village works to improve our community according to core values: affordability and access, economic and labor justice, environmental sustainability, racial justice, gender equity, quality healthcare, quality education, and critical culture. Little Village can be found in print editions at local businesses in Iowa City as well as online at littlevillagemag.com.